Hello, welcome to Iron Chair 61. So today I'll be showing you some modern battlefield tactics that you use in Fall of Samurai. So okay, during the first few term of my saga campaign, what happened was that Hirado, my ally, turned shogunate and they decided to backstab me. So now they are marching an army down to take my capital city of Nagasaki. So at this time I've actually rebuild my army into a modern one. So because the starting army have some like matchlock kachi yari kachi and all this. So I replaced them with 4-line infantry. So this is where I decided to fight this army. Okay, so in this battle we have the advantage of naval bombardment. We have the benefit of naval artillery as well as our own parrot gun. But this army cannot be underestimated because remember I play on higher, very difficult, very hard difficult setting. So the AI units in this game, they are buff. So yeah, okay, the units I have to be worried of is their Yarikachi and the Yarikachi, correct. So usually as a modern infantry user like me, because I love to use light infantry, the units, the traditional units I have to worry about the most is the Yarikachi, the Katana Kachi, and the Shogikai. I think it's called the Shogikai because their melee stat is insane. So once they close in on your line and they start engaging in the melee fight with your line infantry, they are able to just slaughter your infantry. Especially if they have a very good general, if their army is stacked with very good generals, they will have the morale boost. So my gunpowder, my gunfire won't be able to scare them until they. So once, because the thing about gunpowder units is one advantage they have is the morale penalty they have on the enemy units. So because if they are very good general, this enemy they'll just run into our line and just like, especially when they have all the spear units and melee units. Never mind, I'll show you. So this is the Battle of Nagasaki field. So how traditional units can beat the Fall of Samurai units is you need to have very strong melee units that have very good morale and they are supported by a good general as well. So the thing is they have to close in on your line quickly and engage in the melee fight. So in the melee fight, my line infantry will definitely lose. So that's why how to defeat a traditional army effectively, especially in the beginning, is by employing the right tactics. Because in the later game you will have a lot of line infantry and a lot of powerful artillery. So you have you not only have the technological advantage, you have the numerical advantage. But in the early game, if you started to use modern units from the get-go, I think the only issue you'll face is you are usually outnumbered by the traditional units that the AI will spawn. So even if your units are technologically superior, but they can be overwhelmed by the enemy numbers and so if a lot of by the enemy now, so if they charge at you, if they charge at your line in a large number, then you will be overwhelmed. Even if because these are not machine gun unit, they take time to reload. This unit they take time to reload and shoot. So during the reload time, you are vulnerable to a charge by the enemy melee units. So there are certain tactics you can use to mitigate this advantage. So I think the first is you put your troops on a higher ground. So higher ground will give you a better line of sight. So you look at from the point of view, you can see the line of sight of your unit. Then you have a spear unit to support. So if let's say the enemy unit charge and close in on your line infantry, you can retreat your line infantry to the back while your spear levy hold them off. Then maybe you can do some flanking maneuver like placing your line units at the side to do all the flanking shots. So there are certain tactics you can do to the point is to maximize firepower of your line infantry and to reduce some of their vulnerabilities, which is they are weakness in close range combat, especially when they are fighting with enemy spear units, like the Yarikachi, the Shogitai, the Katana unit. So these are the units I usually face out when I play the early game as a as a as a as a light infantry user. Yeah, so okay, let's start. So remember, these units are very good and well trained, but they are not machine gun, so they take time to reload. They don't reload like machine gun. So in between, like during the reload, this is where they are vulnerable to enemy charges. So I place my artillery at the top. Okay, so what you do is you have to spray your line as thin as possible. The point is to maximize firepower. Okay, I think this line is thin enough.
Prepare to attack, sir.
I can let you know my bias. My bias is more towards like gun units. That's why Napoleon Total War is my most favorite Total War, because I like to use gunpowder units. So yes, I also like to play traditional units, but I generally prefer the modern era. Like I'm a very big fan of the World War II period, because they use guns. So the advantage of gun is firepower and range, and you have to maximize this when fighting enemy melee units. So if you don't have a right tactics, you can be easily overwhelmed by enemy charging at your line, which happen to me sometimes. Like what the enemy, one favorite tactics the AI like to use is they have two lines. They have two lines. So the first line is used as a form of mid shield to block their allies. So let's say if I'm a traditional unit player, what I do is I have two lines. So the first line is all the spear units. So these are the cannon for the mid shield. Then the second line at the back will be like my strong melee units like the Shogitai, the Katana units, and all these. So what I'll do is I'll charge the first line at this battle line, and to provide some sort of shield, so that the strong melee units like the Shogitai, the Katana, and the Yarikachi, they can close in on my line as soon as possible. So the first line is just a mid shield. So this is one deadly tactics that that is very difficult to counter, especially when you're outnumbered by the enemy 2:1. So even with modern units, you still can lose. Happened to me a few times in my Saga campaign when I play, especially when you play on this battle difficulty. So it took me some time to learn how to effectively engage the enemy by using the right modern battle tactics. So I would say okay, now our Paragon is active. So what I'll do is I'll first target their strongest melee unit. So the strongest melee unit is with my Paragon, I'll target. See, when the enemy know you have artillery advantage, they'll start to run across the field. So they don't stay there to let you keep shooting. So I'll target their Yarikachi, because their Yarikachi is the most dangerous once they're closing on my line. Then I'll have, okay, naval bombardment. You have to place at a correct spot. You have to predict how fast they run, the speed and everything, then you place the right shot. So I'll take out their Yarikachi. Okay, one tactics you can do as for line infantry is I pause first. One tactics is for one more modern battlefield tactics for line infantry is you have to learn to use flanking maneuver. So let's say if the enemy is here, what you can do is you have to learn to like place your unit in the flanking shot. So while the enemy is engaging your front line units here, then you have one unit at the side to provide flanking shot. Is to maximize firepower. So you must learn to do that. Yeah, it's harder to show you like this, but I hope I can have a chance to let you see. So my artillery should come down, but they are running very fast. So take out the Yarikachi. Okay. Okay, nice. We took out a lot of enemy. Okay, so now Levy Infantry and Levy Infantry, these two units are not dangerous because they are range unit, and when it comes to range attack, they are weaker than my line infantry. What I'm worried about most is their Yarikachi and Spear Levy, because when they charge and closing on your line, then that's where you're vulnerable. So you must learn to retreat them to the right position. So I will be observing the Yarikachi and Spear Levy to watch to see where they are coming. Because once the enemy start So the levy infantry have no problem. This is the line of sight. You can see how effectively they're firing. So be careful. I'm not worried about the levy infantry. I'm more worried about the Yarikachi. So General, please inspire. Okay, so now you see what the enemy AI do is they are starting to charge in their spear, levy, and the Yarikachi forward. So these two, once they reach your line, they will breach. So I'll quickly send my spear unit forward to engage them. You see, once they start charging, this is where they can potentially break your line because the melee units are here. Yeah. Okay, I quickly retreat my line. That's what I do. Then I'll send my spear unit forward to hold them off. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Then I'll position my gun unit in a better flanking position so they can continue to shoot at the enemy. So my light unit will hold them off, then I'll rally them. So I'll hold off the enemy melee units. So my spear lane is holding, and then we quickly like put them at the flanking shot to provide support fire while my melee units are holding the enemy off. So see, we managed to hold off their enemy unit. Then we maybe position in a we position our line infantry in a better position in a flanking maneuver to continue shooting at the enemy from the side while my spear unit is like holding them off. Then this position is not very good. We can put in this manner. So we can provide better better angle of fire. So our line is almost breaking. Then we send our spear unit forward to charge at the enemy levy. And maybe drop another artillery. See? So don't ever use your line infantry in the melee fight with the enemy. Maximize the advantage of line infantry, which is the firepower, accuracy, and the range. Then that's how you win. And minimize the vulnerability by retreating your line infantry to a better position so that the enemy melee units won't get to attack you. So this is how we win a decisive battle. So we can watch the spectator. So you have to understand modern battlefield tactics and using them correctly. Understand the advantage of line. So this is how you can win the enemy traditionally used easily. Okay, so I hope I show you everything that's needed. So if you end better, can we see the casualty report? I hope to show you a few more battles, like for example siege battle, how to defend against overwhelming enemy ops. Because to be able to win battle like this is very crucial, like especially when play on much higher difficulty. If you are able to use a smaller force to defeat a much larger force, you can play the game in a more efficient way. So you don't have to spread your forces out thinly to defend every of your city. If you know how to like do in a very strategic manner, you can win at a lot of battles. So we deploy 1,300. So we lost only 376 and they lost like 749. So we barely, our line infantry are barely untouched. Yeah, because if you just let your line infantry lock in a melee duel with the enemy Katana or Yarikachi, or this line infantry will be so depleted that they only have half strength left at the end of the battle. So I'd rather sacrifice my spear levy because they are better in melee than line infantry. So yeah, we managed to kill off this. So if you realize that spear levy has 4 melee attack, so the melee attack of spear levy and line infantry is actually the same. Charge bonus 6. So the advantage of spear levy is their bonus versus cavalry. Yeah, but even so, I still rather use this as a cannon fodder, like as a way because they are still melee units. Yeah. If you have spear levy, it's best to use them to hold them off. If you don't have them, you have to use your line infantry. You have to use your line infantry to do the holding off action. So one line infantry will hold off the enemy melee units. Then another line infantry will be at the side providing flanking shots. So support each other. Yeah. The key. Yeah. But anyway, the principle of modern battlefield tactics is first flanking maneuver, using your flanking maneuver. Second, like you retreat your infantry units to move your line infantry unit to a better position where they can get better shot and stuff. Then third is like learn to maximize the firepower, accuracy, and the range of your light infantry as compared to the traditional units. Traditional units. Okay, so I hope you enjoy my video and please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.